Welcome back to Tuesday, day 9 in our class. All right, so I have announcements. We're doing chapter 2 today. If you have time to do catch-up work, you can. And then, of course, we're signing off at the end. Announcements. I just need to remind you, I went over etiquette the first week of school. Remember, this is a college level course. This is not your social media. This is not texting. You guys should not be saying what's up at the beginning of class. It's not appropriate. Remember to be spelling out your words. You should not be putting IDK, 2BH, whatever else acronyms that there are. You need to spell out your words, and you need to treat this class like a college level course. You need to be professional. You need to be a student first. If you want to talk to each other, you got your cell phone, you got Google Hangouts. Message each other outside of my chat, please. My chat is reserved only for questions, conversations that are pertinent to the class, things for this class, please. The next announcement I have is remember that I did post the information to join our Remind app in Google Classroom. It's posted here as well as in the classwork tab. If you haven't done that yet, it's not required, but it is a useful tool to be able to contact me for extra help, for questions. I will also be posting our presentations on there. So, because I know some of you are using your cell phones sometimes because of the Wi-Fi. Do not forget that I also posted the assignment list here. So when you have extra time to work or you're curious what the assignments are, you can come here and look to see if you've completed these things. I already added yesterday's Khan Academy onto here. So that's been updated. It will be updated every day that we have class and assignments. I also need your BC enrollment form. I still have lots of people who have not turned it in. You cannot receive college credit for this class if you do not turn in your BC enrollment form. I still have 10 people who have not turned it in. If you turned it into the office, you need to mark this as done or turn it in. And then you need to leave a comment saying that you turned it into the office. So that way, 1, I can give you your points, and 2, I know that you turned it in, so I can stop hassling you, because I will start making phone calls home beginning tomorrow for people who have not turned in their form, because I'm pretty sure your parents want you to take, or guardians want you to take advantage of this opportunity for free units. Okay, and then grades and class expectations. So I want to go back over grading again. If you turn something in late, it is now on my time to grade it. I've had a few emails and a few people ask me, why am I still missing work? If you just turned it in, I'm still grading through everything else. So I have to go down that list that I just showed you. I go down in sequential order of due dates. Once I complete grading those things, then I go back and look at late work and grade late submissions. So it will take time before I will update your grade if you're turning in late work. So keep that in mind. Today, what you're going to do is start chapter 2 in my 10-year plan. So you'll sign into my 10-year plan. I'm going to share these slides in Google Classroom in just a second. All of these have links that you can click and view. This is to my 10-year plan, so you can sign in. What I did was I created a list just like last time of the activities that you're completing for chapter 2. You're not doing all of them again. You're only doing these ones. So make sure you look at this list. The ones that have links means that I have created a video with directions on it. The videos are not long. They're anywhere from 1 minute to 3.5 to 4 minutes long, explaining exactly what to do for each one of these activities, including me reading excerpts out of the textbook that you do not have access to. So when you click on the link, it's going to open a new tab, and it might take a little bit to load the video. And then you watch the video before you complete the assignment. So here you can already see the menu bar for chapter 2. There is a lot to do in chapter 2. Even though my list looks small, there's a lot to do because some of these have multiple parts and you have to do the wizard updates. So before you complete the assignment, go to the video, watch the directions. If you're still confused after watching the video, then you can message me and I'll help you with it. But I explained the directions and what to do pretty well in each one of these little videos for each activity. And then I didn't make it one long video to explain everything. It's broken down by activity. So that way when you're done with one, you can go and click the next video and then start the next activity. And those are now available to you. This entire chapter is due on Monday at 6 p.m. Do not be late. If you have not completed chapter 1, you need to complete that now. You cannot go on to chapter 2 until you have completed chapter 1. Also, I want to make a note that the vocabulary for chapter 2, those words you're going to be using in these activities. So the words that you have, their strengths, their personalities, their skills, they're important words that you're going to need to know to complete these activities. So if you have not done chapter 1, go do that now. If you have not done chapter 2's vocabulary, go do that first and then get started on these activities. If you are still stuck on words, like maybe you don't know what your strengths are or what type of personality you have, you can just do a quick Google search and just pick words off of the lists that come up that describe you or think describe you, and then fill those in. Okay, so you're going to be working on this for the rest of the period. Again, if you get stuck, you need to let me know. If you have not done chapter 1, you need to go do that first, and then you need to do chapter 2 vocabulary words, and then you need to start chapter 2. That's the order of operations for this. If your Wi-Fi is slow and you're on your phone, you also have your workbook. You'll notice here in parentheses, I have numbers. These are the workbook pages to complete for these activities. If you prefer to fill it out on the workbook first, you can transfer it over to my 10-year plan later. Some people like to make drafts, like you like to write it out first and then edit it and then type it into my 10-year plan. Or some of you have multiple people on the internet right now at home, so you might be using your cell phone and it's hard to navigate the website on your cell phone. You could fill it out on the workbook first, and then later on when you have a chance, go back and fill it into my 10-year plan. So these are the workbook pages. The workbook is not required. That's just another resource for you to be able to fill in handwritten before you put it in my 10-year plan. So I'm going to go ahead and link it into Google Classroom right now. I'm going to show you where I'm putting it so that way you know. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention in the announcements. I was cleaning up our classwork tab. So now the daily presentations will show up weekly. So whatever week you're looking for, you'll click on that tab and then the days are listed there. So like week 3 last week, the 3 days we met, the presentations are now there. So for today, we're in week 4. So I'm going to post. Okay, so you need to go to my classwork tab, click on daily slide presentations, week 4, and then click on day 9, and it'll bring up the PDF that I am showing you right now with the working links for the video and for the website. Oh, there, now my classroom is working. I also put the links here and Dane's little video there. Don't forget, you do need to watch the intro video from Dane before you get started on chapter 2. So that is now there for you. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so you can get started on your activities. If you need any help, remember, watch the video first and then come and ask me for help. Okay, sorry about that. This is your 5-minute warning. Really quick, if you're getting stuck on like the skills, the aptitudes, the personality, like you just don't know words that describe you, just Google it real quick. Just Google like skills and aptitudes, and then lists will come up, and then just pick some off of there that you think describe you as a person. Or you can even ask like whoever's around you, like, how would you describe me? Or which ones would you pick off of here? All I did was combine 2 of them together. So you have 2 parts on 10-year plan where it says work value survey, and then there's another one that says scores. So let me just show you. So all I did was I combined them together into one video, so that way you didn't have like a 10-second video to watch by itself. Okay, so over here on chapter 2, so work value, so see, work value survey scores. That video is for both of these. So after you take the work value survey, it automatically scores this for you, because in the workbook, you have to score it by hand. You have to do it by hand and add it all up by hand. But on here, after you're done, it automatically does it for you. So that's what that video is talking about. So work value survey plus scores. It's just these 2 combined. Stephanie, so roles are like, what kind of jobs? They're kind of like jobs. What roles do you have right now? For instance, me, my roles, you can see I have one in there right now. My roles currently, I'm a mother, I'm a wife, I'm a teacher, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a friend, so on and so forth. So roles are like, what type of quote unquote jobs do you have right now? What are your roles in life? And then you also want to include future job roles. So for instance, say in the future, I still want to become a veterinarian. That's still my dream job. And I'm spelled that wrong. Oops, I didn't want to add that to dictionary. Well, anyways, I want to become a vet. Okay, maybe in the future I want to own my own business. So then I'll put entrepreneur. So we have 1 minute before you guys can officially leave. So don't leave till I'm done with announcements. The last 20 minutes of class, so I will be here until 11:20, are for extra help. You can either navigate away, like close this tab and come back to this meet if you have questions. You can email me, text me on the Remind app. You can come to office hours between 2:10 and 3:10. You are more than welcome to stay in the meet until 11:20. That's what time we go to lunch. But the last 20 minutes of class are now for like guided help and extra help. So if you need help with anything that we have done from the first day of school until today, you can ask me those questions now. But everyone else, if you're good to go, you're free to leave and you can always come back if you need to. Have a good rest of the day and I'll see you on Thursday. So on this one, what you're doing is you have 4 columns here. Now, each one of these columns represents a different type of personality, work personality or work strength. I don't remember what the exact term is for it. Anyways, what you're doing is you're going to read through the list. And as you read through the list, you're going to, I would just start 1 column at a time. You're going to click on the words that you think describe you. So remember up here, traits are a characteristic or a quality that describe you. If you don't know what these words mean, just open another Google tab and Google them, or you can look for synonyms. Sometimes looking for synonyms helps a little bit more than looking at the definition. So you're going to go down, you're going to say, am I forthright? That means like truthful, or do you tell the truth right up front, or something similar to that. Adventurous, forceful, sharp, decisive. Are you a risk taker? Are you demanding, authoritative? Direct, curious, competitive, self-sufficient. And then you don't have to, it's not 10 per column. It's 10 across all of them. So then you're going to move to the next column. And then you're going to choose the ones that describe you. And then again and again, but you can only pick 10 total. So like if you come up with more than 10, then you need to go back through here and check the ones that you think are the least descriptive of you. So maybe you can go back and be like, well, I'm not that authoritative. Maybe I'm more outgoing, and so on. And then when you're done, you'll click finish and then click on next. Does that make more sense? But those are the words you're going to put right here. The ones I just showed you. So personality and strengths. So you could Google like what are personalities and strengths, and then just look at the list of things that would describe you. So like maybe you're funny, like maybe you're serious. Maybe one of your strengths is you're good at math. Maybe you're good at feeling other people's emotions. Like you can always sense other people's emotions. Like you can tell when they're upset, or you can tell when they're happy. You can tell when they're mad, whatever. That's called being empathetic. Maybe another one of your strengths is you're friendly. That's also a personality. So that's what you're going to go through and list down that way. But if you're like stuck and you're like, oh my God, I don't know what words to put, just Google it. Just Google what are personality and strengths. And I guarantee you lists and lists will come up and you can just pick words off of there.